Welcome, listeners. On this episode, man kills ex-wife at work before shooting himself. Also, overdose death of a police officer under investigation. That starts right now on Chris Talks. Let's get into it.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
All right, what's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chris Talks. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. All right, so let's get into these stories. But before we get into these stories, I do want to say one thing. Okay? I want to say one thing. All right. So, to all my listeners, if you have not checked this movie out, go check it out. Mission Impossible. Yes, I am a fan of the Mission Impossibles. This one is just as good as the other one. So, go check. I just want to throw that in there real quick. So, go check those. Go check that out. If you want to check it out in the movie theaters, check it out on the bootleg website or whatever. No matter how you check it out, just go check it out. It is really good. All right, it is. It is actually really, really good. All right, so all my listeners, I hope you're having a good day because I am having a good day. So I hope you are having one too. So let's get into this first story, which is a man who kills his ex-wife at work before shooting himself. Don't sound good. So this is sound like a murder than a suicide murder. Yeah. So, didn't we do a story like this before? About something like this? I don't know. I hope this is not the same story. But we're gonna let our AI play it and let's see what's going on. Alright, let's go, y'all. Let's get into it.
An Ohio Giant Eagle employee was killed at work by her ex-husband who then fatally shot himself. According to reports, North Olmsted Police Department, NOPD, officers were alerted to reports of shots fired at a Giant Eagle store in North Olmsted, a West Cleveland suburb, at about 9:35 a.m. On June 25, Police Chief Bob Wagner said officers found the bodies later identified as Edward Smith, 60, from Cleveland, and his ex-wife and Giant Eagle employee Susan Peterson, 63, of Olmsted Township. An NOPD statement shared on Facebook read, responding officers encountered two individuals with gunshot wounds inside the Giant Eagle store. Preliminary investigation shows that a male shot a female. Both subjects are deceased. Currently, the North Olmsted police are investigating this incident as a murder-suicide. According to the Gun Violence Archive, a database that collects information about shootings from across the U.S., there have been 330 reported murder-suicides so far this year. The same database stated there have been 17 murder-suicide victims in Ohio since January. North Olmsted Mayor Nicole Daly Jones said in a June 25 statement, "I am deeply saddened about the events that took place this morning at the North Olmsted Giant Eagle supermarket. First and foremost, my heart goes out to the victim of this tragedy and her family and friends. I know all North Olmsted residents doing me and sending their prayers and support to them. We also remember the employees and customers who were in the store at the time of this terrible incident." She added, "Our safety forces completed the latest available training for this type of situation earlier this year. I also want to thank our neighboring cities for their assistance and for providing mutual aid." A Giant Eagle spokesperson said in a statement sent to NBC affiliate WKYC, "We are shocked and deeply saddened that such a senseless act of violence occurred in one of our stores. Our top priority remains the safety of our team members and guests. We are grateful for the quick response of local authorities and are committed to providing all available resources to law enforcement to assist in their ongoing investigation. Our thoughts and hearts are with all those affected by this terrible tragedy." According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, data from U.S. crime reports suggest that about 1 in 5 homicide victims are killed by an intimate partner. The reports also found that over half of female homicide victims in the United States are killed by a current or former male intimate partner.
And that is very true. Us at Chris Talks, we want to send our condolences out to this family. First and foremost, before we get right into it, we want to send our condolences out to this family. Whew. But we're going to dig into this. All right, check this out, people. If you like this content and want to hear more of it, hit that subscribe and that like button and that notification button. You can also check us out. We put up inspirational stuff on Facebook. This particular episode will be posted on YouTube. And if you like the way I do promotions and you want something that anything that you promote, any small business that you have that you want to promote and you want me to air on my show, please hit my show up on Facebook. Hit us up on Messenger, and we will promote your show on our we will promote. I said show. I got that backwards, but we will promote any advertisement, anything like that you have on our show. Okay, so hit us up on Chris Talks on Facebook if you want to get a slot on this show for us to promote whatever you're doing. Okay, so let's dissect this story real quick. I do want to say this about this story. I do want to say this. Where did this story come from again? Where is it from? Yeah, North. What? Yeah, but where is that? Cleveland. Okay, so this story brings us to Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, because this is a town in Cleveland, Ohio. People, listen, let's just be real. We have got to stop doing stupid stuff like this. This is another senseless crime. Another senseless crime. This guy's killing his ex-wife. Not even his wife. Ex-wife. And Lord knows how long they've been divorced. But ex-wife. For what? Another senseless crime. And then killed not just the ex-wife, but somebody else who had probably nothing else to do with it, which was one of the employees that worked there. So they probably had nothing else. They probably had nothing at all to do with it. And then this employee lost their life. Lord knows how many children that person has. And then the person that chose to commit these murders did the most pussy, yeah, I'm gonna say that word, pussiest thing that you can do, which was to commit suicide so that he does not have to face any type of punishment at all. He don't have to face any type of punishment at all. But he think he's done with the punishment. You're not done with the punishment, because you will face punishment, because you will face judgment. And judgment is the ultimate. Whatever you want to consider it as, it is the ultimate. If it's the ultimate punishment for him, then it is. But, I mean, for those listeners who know the book, he's going to receive the ultimate punishment for what he has done. For the crime that he has committed, because that was just, I'm just It's like it's so senseless, and I keep reporting these type of things, and it's I don't know why Ed. I don't know why you give me these stories, but I do understand that these stories are out there, and these are the stories, like I said, that the mainstream media does not pay attention to, but it has to be put out. Now, I thought, what was it, Giant Eagle? I thought Giant Eagle was like a stadium or something, and it turns out that this is just a supermarket. So this is like another supermarket massacre. That's what it is. It's another supermarket massacre, and these massacres they just happen for no reason. These people are doing these things for no reason. There's a reason behind it. Whether it be mental or anything else, you know what I mean? But let me correct my own self. Let me not say that there's no reason behind it, but that is senseless. Because even the reason that they have behind it is still senseless. And so many people lose their lives behind it, and it affects so many people's lives. They don't mention if they had children. But regardless if they had children or not, my focus is on the innocent person that had nothing to do with it, that was in their 60s, and that was just going to work. Now imagine, and this is just hypothetically, just imagine if that was a 16 or 17-year-old, 18-year-old, 19-year-old, just going to work. And I'm not trying to throw focus off the fact that this person was old going to work, because this person could have had grandchildren. They could have had, even if they didn't have grandchildren, they could have had children. And now their children have to bury them. Why? Because you came in on for whatever reason, and chose to kill and take their lives. I'm just sorry that this happened. Like I said, us here at Chris Talks, we give our condolences out to the families of the lost, the people who had to deal with it. We send our condolences out to you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. This story kind of hit home. I'm not going to go into it, but it does. It gets close. Yeah. Okay, let's get on to the next story. Okay, check this out, people. Like I said before, if you like this content and want to hear more of it, all the links are right there on your screen. Okay, so if you want to have something that you're doing or that you're trying to promote or anything like that, are you trying to sponsor or anything like that, if you want to bring that to my show, hit me up on Chris Talks at Facebook or Messenger, and we will discuss. I'll give you the listings and the prices of everything so that you can have your product sponsored on my show. Okay, I would love to work with you. I would definitely love to work with you. Definitely. I love to work with anybody. So I just want to put that out there. I love to work with anybody. So if you want your products sponsored and promoted on my show, hit me up at Chris Talks on Facebook. I would love to promote anything as long as it ain't too much out there. Yeah, I got you. All right, people. So, this slide could be yours. This slide could be yours. All right. So, hit me up and let me know what's going on. All right. So, let's get into the next story, which is the overdose of a police officer, which is under investigation. That is kind of the overdose of a police officer. Yeah, I have questions about that. We gotta get into the story because I have questions about that. Like, is this officer like a detective or something? I don't know. Hit the story. Let's let the AI play the story. Hit the story. Ed, hit the story first.
The death of a police officer by a drug overdose in Cambria County is under investigation. On June 13, 2023, West Hills Police Sergeant Michael Bebler died as a result of an overdose. Investigators later found drugs that were evidence from current and past cases among his personal items. Pennsylvania State Police are now investigating the West Hills Police Department's evidence holding protocol. I think it's safe to say this wasn't a one-off occurrence. How long was it going on, frankly? We'll never know, said Cambria County District Attorney Greg Neugebauer. Though these incidents that are occurring, we cannot make right, we work to diminish them. And we make them move forward from here on out. Community Affairs Officer Tristan Tapp said. The county DA said 9 active cases are missing evidence or were tampered with. He also said it does not appear that Bebler received drugs from sources outside the police department.
It appears. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for changing that. It appeared, but they don't know. They don't know, so let's dig right into this story real quick. This death of this officer. So I'm gonna just throw it out there. What I think, right off top, it says, and it states, it clearly states. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, let's get that out the way first. This story brings us to Pittsburgh. Okay, let's get it out the way where this story brings us to. Okay, so but it's clear that this officer. I mean, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's just point it out right quick. Can you give me the
Bruh.
yes.
Bruh.
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes. Do it again.
Bruh.
It is clear. Okay? Bruh. It's clear that this officer was apparently stealing the evidence from different cases. They already stated it. It stated it from the district attorney. That evidence from other cases seemed to be disappearing. They couldn't find it. So this officer, and again, before I dig into this officer's before I dig into his assets, let me state this. We want to send our condolences to his family for their loss. But it's obvious this man was digging into the evidence that they were taking off the streets, and he was using it. It's just, I mean, Ray Charles could see that. A blind man could. Stevie Wonder could see that. Stevie Wonder could see that. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do that. But Stevie Wonder could see that. That this officer, which there are corrupt officers, this officer chose to take the evidence and use it. So this is one of those corrupt officers who was arresting people for drugs, probably, who was arresting people for drugs and then taking the drugs that he was arresting the people for. And this happened in when did this happen? June. June 2023. June 2023. Okay. So let's read one of the messages from them real quick. Okay, one of the messages says, let's forget about addiction and focus on how the law has broken and not upheld by the police because the key statement were drugs that were evidence. Drugs that were evidence. Like I said, drugs that were evidence were being used. Let's not act like other evidence other than drugs were being tampered with and manipulated to benefit the department or officers. This was and I'm reading a comment from what is this username? RNBJ. This is a comment that he sent or they sent. And let's be realistic. And this situation is drugs. Okay? But let's not throw it out the window that in other situations there's other things. Okay, this situation is drugs. In another situation it could be guns. In another situation it could be murder evidence. In another situation it could be DNA. In another, you don't know how they throw around these evidence. But I'm just saying, the guy, and I'm not saying he's right, but what I'm saying is, it's something to put out there. It is something to put out there. Because we all know how the government and how states, how Congress, how governments manipulate things for their favor. We know how they do this. And they've been doing this. And it needs to stop. And we have to fight this. Us as people, not black. Well, I don't do the black and white thing on my show. Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? I do the brown and peach, on my show. Us as human beings, we have got to fight this corruption. And we have got to stop this corruption on every level. This is just one level of it. And they are right. This happens every day in our neighborhoods. This happens to our family members, our friends, where they don't have enough money to pay for this or that, and they are innocent. They didn't commit any crime. Some of them did it. Now, you know, your cousin did that ish. Stop it. Don't stop. Don't. You hitting all the wrong buttons. But you know your cousin did that ish. But you still fighting for it. And there's some of you out there who know these people, they did not. Some of these crimes, they did not commit. You know your niece, your nephew, your cousin, your whatever. They didn't commit these crimes, but yet they are being blamed for these crimes, and they are told to plead guilty to these crimes. And then they walk away with a record, even though they're not guilty. Even though they're not guilty of the crime. and it happens all the time, especially in a darker skin. Let me say the chocolate ones amongst us. It happens much more in our society than any other. And we need to stand up and we need to stop it. We need to stop it. And that's just my view. And that's my opinion on that. Because with this overdose of this officer, it's like, it's real. He overdosed on this drug. What other drugs are the other local officers of that county taking? Are they taking any more? Are they taking other drugs? How often does the Pittsburgh Police Department of that county do drug tests? How often do they do it? Because apparently it's not often enough because this person was able to overdose. I'm just saying, think about that. And then I want you to think about this. If this happened in Pittsburgh, think about your local police police station, and think about, is this type of corruption, or if any type of corruption is happening in your local police station. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. All right, folks. That is my view on both these stories. As I said before, man killed ex-wife. You know what I mean? We send our condolences out to them. On the first story, we also send our condolences out to the family of the second story. But in both stories, you have to wonder what is going on. What is going on with this world that these type of things are like?
Bruh.
Yes. Yeah, you hit that one right. That you gotta be like, bruh, what's going on? What's going on in this world? People, like I said it, I said it before. I'll say it again. And I want to send a shout out to one of, oh my god, hey, can you put up his thing? It was one of the listeners, and they was like, "Oh, I like when you gave their little personal message at personal message at the end of the day, or whatever." It was like a word of the day at the end of the day, at the end of every segment of the show. So, since you like that, to that listener, I'm gonna do that again. Okay, so. Before we end this show, I'm going to give you my personal word of the day. My personal word of the day is kindness. It is kindness. And it is be kind to yourself first. Be kind to yourself first. Be kind to the people who are close to you, that you love. Be kind to your friends. Be kind to your associates. Put people in the place that they are supposed to be. But number one has to be your higher power, whatever that is, whatever you call your higher power. I don't know what religious, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't know what religious stable I'm gonna use that word, religious stable, that my listeners fall under. But whatever religion, if you follow religion, I don't follow religion. I'm more of a spiritual person. But if you follow religion, or you are a spiritual person, whatever your higher power is, that need to be first. You need to be second, and everything else needs to fall under. So that would be my word of the day. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Let me say that again. Be kind to yourself. Put your higher power first. Be kind to yourself and be kind to the people below you. Alright? If that's a good word, I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling at the moment. I just think everybody should be kind to each other, because a lot of ish is bullish. And let me say this. Once you get into the word, and now put that out there. When you get into the word, of God, and when you really follow the word of God, you will find out that you will grow, you will mature, and you will see that a lot of this stuff that's out there, oh my God, it's so ridiculous. It's like I look at the world in such a different views, through such a different lens. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. I said funny. Funny. What the hell was funny? I don't know why I said it. But it's not even funny. I look at the world through such a different lens since I have really, really gotten into the word of God. And I'm going to tell you this. It's a lot of BS out there that you don't need to fall into. It's a lot of sin out there that you don't need to fall into. But I ain't going to start preaching to y'all people. I ain't going to do that. That's for a different segment. But I do want to do this, though. I want to end this show. I want to thank all my listeners for listening. I want to thank all of my new subscribers and new listeners for tuning in. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. Until next episode, peace. I see y'all. Alright, and let's go get something to eat, man. Yeah. I'm thinking freaking pizza or Chinese food or something like that.